Okay, so now we have extracted the files. So the next step is to rename the file. This folder will be renamed. Okay, this has to be renamed as, you can just remove the front part, keep db underscore home. At the end of the file name, it will be there. So db underscore home. So these are the steps which you have to done. You have downloaded. That is the first step. Once you have downloaded, you have created an app folder in the C drive, and then you have pushed the downloaded zip file there, extracted and renamed it as db underscore home. Okay, once you have renamed, let's go inside and scroll down. So we are supposed to see the setup file. Yes, we are able to see the setup file. Before going in there, I want to share a few points. Here, what are the requirements you need to do before the installation? Okay, so these are the requirements. So first of all, Windows 10, if you want to install the Oracle Database 19c, it has to be 64-bit. Unfortunately, they did not release it for 32-bit. So that's the first constraint which we have. So please make sure that your laptop or whatever the machine which you're actually downloading and installing the Oracle database, it is supposed to be 64-bit. Okay, the next one is 2 GB of free RAM. So RAM size 2 GB should be free so that it can hold it has the capacity of it, so it can run smoothly. And then 10 GB of empty space on your hard disk so that it can use wisely the data collection and the spaces and all. And the next one is processor based on either Intel EM64T or AMD 64 architecture. So these are the two things which you have to consider as per the processor, and the display card with minimum resolution of 1024 of 768 pixels. So these are the minimum requirements which is required to do the installation. So the first step, we have seen the download of Oracle database from the Oracle site. So while doing the download, what happens is it will be asking you to create a username and password. You can create an Oracle username password once you click on the download button. So you can just click on it and then download it. If you don't have an account, you can create a new account again and you can download. Once you download, you copy paste it in C drive under the app folder and rename the folder. The next step is know the requirements and then start the installation. Now we are going to start the universal installer now. So hope you're clear about the requirements. So let's go back to installation. So this is one, and one other major thing is you should have logged in as an administrator. Otherwise, in between of the installation, something might gonna crash. So please this is required to be run as an administrator. So log in as an administrator. For me, I'm already an administrator here. So I'm proceeding with the installation. Okay, the setup file. Run as administrator. A pop-up, then you just have to click on yes so that it initiates. Okay, so now the installer is getting ready. Okay, there are few steps to do this installation. Step-by-step process is required. I'll be walking through each and every step-by-step why you need to choose what you're actually trying to choose in each of the steps. Okay, so the first step, what here it points us is select any of the following install options. Okay, there are two options given here. One is to create and configure a single instance database. The next one is a software only. So if you want to do an upgradation or racking, then you go for the second option, software only. Since we are going to create a database, then we go with the first option. It has already been selected. So select this, yes, and then click on next. Okay, here now it is a system class. So whether you're going to do the installation on a desktop class or a server class. What does this mean is server class, the second option is nothing but if you are going to do the installation of Oracle Database 19c in a server grade machine, then you have to choose the second option. Now we are going to do the installation in our laptop. So I choose desktop class. Click on next. Okay, good. So user level, again, it Oracle Home User, it actually gives us four options. Why do we have to have a dedicated user? That is a right question to be posted here. So Oracle in the background, it is going to perform a lot of actions. There is a lot of things which are going to run to keep the system up and running. So it requires a dedicated user. Okay, there are four options actually. You can either use a virtual account or use existing Windows user or use Windows built-in account. But if none of these are going to work out, it is always better to go for create a new Windows user. That is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to create a new Windows user so that we can proceed that. And this new Windows user, whatever you're actually creating now, it is not going to help you to log into the system. This is not going to help you to log into the as a Windows user into the system. Okay, this is dedicatedly only for the Oracle database. So Oracle database will be using this dedicated user to keep the Oracle database up and running.